Friends, this is a very important video about communication skills. And I know there's been a huge demand from all of you on our YouTube channel specifically about creating more videos where young professionals and students can improve their communication skills. And this is about one of the aspects that is often overlooked about communication: the use of communication to build trust. And that is what this video is going to be about. Specifically, the use of communication skills, your ability to put your ideas forward and your ability to interact with other people in a way that builds trust. I'm reminded of a quote by Dr. Stephen Covey, who said it beautifully: "Trust is the glue of life." Trust is the glue of life. It holds all relationships together, and it is the most essential ingredient in effective communication. Trust is the glue of life and relationships. Now, you could be in a new setup. Perhaps you started a new job, or you have just moved on to a leadership position. You want to improve your influence, and it is really important. And I'm not talking about likability here. Likability is an entirely different thing. People like you or not, that's a different thing. Your ability to build functional trust with them, where things move forward in an environment where there is high trust. Decisions are easier, things move faster because there is trust. And one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal to build trust, which sadly a lot of people don't use, is your communication skills, are your effective communication skills. So this is really important. You follow up your communication skills with actions that match what you say, which is important. So there's two ingredients here in building trust: what you say and how you say it, and what impact that has on other people. And then, do you follow up with action or not? Now, both are very important, but some people are good at action, but they miss out on this part. They totally overlook the sort of impact this communication skill part has on other people, especially in a new setting. And this is another piece of very important information, important research, in fact. As digital communication increases, as face-to-face communication reduces, as people are more attracted towards sending a WhatsApp message, writing an email, and avoiding phone calls, avoiding in-person meetings, right? The level of trust goes down even more. Do you know why? Because we human beings, we are not logical creatures. We are emotional creatures. It's not logic that governs us. It is emotions that by and large are responsible for most of our decisions, not logic, emotions. And when there are emotions involved, we are naturally seeking so many other things in a message, in trying to decode a message. Facial expressions, for example, hand gestures, for example, eye contact, your tone of voice, your posture, your body language. There's so much that's going into it, and all we do in this mistaken belief is just focus on words, when the other person is looking for so many subtle hints in your entire presence in order to decode what you really want to say. So that's really important to understand. Communication skills is not about showing off your vocabulary, is not about showing off your oratory skills. Your communication is not about you. Your communication is about the other person also. And also to demonstrate the fact that you take full responsibility to make yourself clearly understood. It's your, if you start looking at your communication from this perspective, the impact you're going to have is going to be way higher. That the responsibility of making myself understood lies with me, not with the receiver of my information, right? This is called being proactive. I will put in the efforts required to make sure that the other person has understood the urgency, the importance of what I'm trying to communicate. I will not leave it to the other person to question or to follow up me in order so that my message is clearly understood. I take 100% ownership of that. And it's really important in the context of the Indian subcontinent that we distinguish, that we separate English language skills over communication skills. These are two very different areas. They are not interrelated, and I have clarified this in numerous videos before. Just because you have a command or good command over English, and your grammar is good and your vocabulary is good, or any other foreign language for that matter, it does not mean that you can communicate well. That is not a guarantee that you can put your ideas forward in a convincing way. So, a couple of things to keep in mind. Can you speak in a way, couple of questions for all my viewers. Number one, can you speak in a way so that the other person can understand exactly what you want, what you're trying to say? This is number one, test number one for you. Do you communicate in a way so that the other person can understand exactly what you're trying to say? This is your first test for self-reflection when your communication skills are involved. Number two, are you deploying just words? Or are you using the full range of available options? Are you using eye contact? Are you using body language? Are you using posture and tone and so many other things available to you when you're putting your message across, right? This is really, really important. David Hansen, the inventor of Sophia, the humanoid robot, mentioned in one of his interviews that he's trying to program empathy into this humanoid robot called Sophia. So this robot is now, through using artificial intelligence, is being programmed with empathy. What that means from a communication perspective, not only will Sophia see your expressions, she will try to match your expressions. And by matching your expressions, her inbuilt artificial intelligence is going to try to decode how you are feeling at the moment. Wow, isn't it a rare human skill that now a robot is being programmed with? The ability to understand what the other person is feeling. Is it excitement? Is it humor? Is it sarcasm? Is it disappointment? Is it shock and horror? What they're feeling, this robot will try to decode by matching the other person's emotions and then trying to respond accordingly. She has in her facial machinery in this humanoid robot the entire range of emotions. All the major facial muscles are available to Sophia as well. And David was asked in an interview, David Hansen was asked, why so much effort in creating so many facial expressions? I think it's more than 50 facial expressions that Sophia is capable of, right? Which is a remarkable feat in itself when you compare it with some people who are not even capable of 5. Right, so Sophia's answer, or David's answer, the inventor, was, I want to live and work with human beings. This is what a humanoid robot is saying. I want to live and work with human beings, and in order to do that, I must build trust with them. I must build trust with them. And in order to build trust with them, I must have this range of facial expressions. Isn't that a beautiful reminder, coming ironically from a machine for something that us human beings were naturally blessed with, but we lose touch. So before I close this video, a couple of action points and a couple of reminders. Number one, take full responsibility for ensuring that you have been understood, leaving no room for assumptions, no room for gaps. Understand it is your responsibility to ensure that your message has been understood as you intended it to be. Do not leave it up to the receiver. And this, my friends, has nothing to do with the language. You could be speaking in your original dialect, or you could be speaking in English, German, or French. Language here is irrelevant. The message here and how you're putting it across and whether the other person has understood it in the same spirit, that's really important. Number two, understand that effective communication is one of the most powerful ways to build trust. Of course, followed by the actions, of course, followed by delivering your promises. But if you're not communicating effectively, you are not building trust. And if people can't trust you, especially for my young friends who are in their first jobs, or for people who are in a new leadership position, if people can't develop a human connection with you, if people can't trust you because you don't communicate well or because you're not opening up, please remember, you're not going to go very far, even if you might have great domain skills. Because human beings, we operate not by logic, we operate by emotions. We are emotional beings, so this is really, really important. Number three, practice, practice, practice as much as you can. Incorporate feedback, practice again, and then incorporate feedback again. But this is really important that this is going to be a learning process. Just like you play any sport or you get good at anything, for your cooking, for example, or anything else, this is a skill that you can develop with sufficient practice. Use the mirror if you have to. Okay, stand in front of a mirror and try to speak in a way, in a convincing way, where the other person, where you feel satisfied with yourself. Let you be the first judge. Let you be the critic. Let you yourself be the coach for your own self. So stand in front of a mirror and practice. Video record yourself using a mobile phone front camera. Now that cameras are available, very high quality cameras are available in the front cam, in the selfie cam. This is a great opportunity for you. Record your Zoom meetings. Now that we're moving into a virtual world, record your Zoom meetings or your Microsoft Teams meetings. Spend some time reviewing it. Look at yourself. Could I have maybe, could my camera have been positioned better in my Zoom meeting? Could my lighting have been better? Could I have improved the sound in some way? What were the gaps? What were the missed opportunities? So review this, do this little communication audit, learn from your mistakes. It's really important. In the process of developing your communication skills, you are going to make some mistakes. You are going to leave room for error. People are going to understand something entirely different than what you meant, and that's okay. As long as you learn from them, incorporate the feedback. Now, talking to a camera is a wonderful thing. If you're able to make this inanimate object understand what you're trying to say, okay, this lifeless object, if you're able to make this lifeless mirror and lens understand what you want to say, chances are pretty high that you will be able to communicate effectively when a real human being is sitting in front of you. So this is really important. Practice, practice, practice. Number 4, especially for the Indian subcontinent, quick reminder, de-link and separate English language mastery with communication skills. Two very different things. If you can speak English well, does not necessarily guarantee that you're a good communicator. On the other hand, if you do not even know a single word of English, but you are very good at putting your message across, you win the game, right? So ये मैं मैसेज इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट के व्यूअर्स को देना चाहता हूँ कि अपनी बात समझाने का तरीका सीखें। हिंदी में, उर्दू में, पंजाबी में, इशारों में, जैसे भी हो, अपनी बात समझाने का तरीका सीखें। अंग्रेजी आ जाएगी साथ साथ। ये दो अलग चीज़ें हैं। सारा फोकस नए शब्दों को सीखने में, नए स्लैंग को सीखने में, एक फॉरेन एक्सेंट में बात करने में, इसके ऊपर सारा फोकस मत लगाएं। अपनी बात को इस तरह से रखना सीखें दूसरे व्यक्ति के आगे, चाहे वो हिंदी, पंजाबी, उर्दू या इशारों में भी हो, कि दूसरा व्यक्ति उसे सही से समझ जाए। जब ये स्किल आपको आ गई, तो साथ साथ ये स्किल जब आप इंग्लिश सीखेंगे तो उसमें भी ये स्किल यूज करने वाले हैं। आदतें नहीं बदलती हैं इंसान की। भाषा बदल गई तो आदत तो नहीं बदलेगी, वो आपके कैरेक्टर का हिस्सा बन गया। So it's really important that you learn the skill of expressing your ideas in a powerful way, in a way that trust is built, and side by side, parallel to that, you can also improve your English language skills, which will be very helpful to you in a global world. So I hope this short video was useful. We have an entire playlist on communication skills, on body language, interpersonal skills, and also for young professionals who are either in their first job or for young students who are starting their college as well. We will leave the links in the description. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.